Hey, this is Josh from The Verge, and we're sitting here with Stephen Elop, the CEO of Nokia, and we are talking about Nokia's new products, big announcements. Stephen, thank you for sitting down with us.
My pleasure.
You're here in New York. You're currently brandishing a phone that is a new device. Tell me what you're doing here. Tell me what's going on with Nokia. What is happening?
Well, you may recall about 18 months ago, we launched a new strategy where we partnered with Microsoft for our smartphone efforts. You've seen a series of steps since then, including last year, the introduction of our first Lumia products. We're here in New York today to introduce the next two members of our Lumia family, indeed the next generation of Lumia products, and that includes the Lumia 920 and the Lumia 820. Two products that we believe represent the most innovative smartphones in the world today.
The top of the smartphone tier.
Absolutely.
Globally.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about these phones. Obviously, new colors.
Yes.
They're very brightly colored. But what are the? You've got kind of a. You were talking to me earlier. You said you've got a mid-range, which is the 820.
That's correct.
And then the top tier, which is the 920.
That's correct.
So give me a brief overview of what's going on with these devices.
So what we're doing with these devices, obviously we're building on the Windows Phone 8 platform in order to deliver the most personal smartphone experience. And already some information has been shared about the new live tiles and how you can make it a more personal experience. But Nokia has taken it a step further than that. For example, we've introduced some amazing capabilities that allow you to take absolutely the best pictures and video. And the way we've done that is through the extension of our PureView technology. You may recall we've done some lossless zooming work with the PureView 808 device. Now we've introduced floating lens technology, where the lens is actually floating in this device. And so it stabilizes the images. Now what does that mean to a consumer? It means that in very low light conditions, or if your hand is shaking or you're on a bicycle or something like that, you can take beautiful images that are stable or videos that aren't bouncing all around.
So you're calling this PureView, but your previous PureView was a very high resolution PureView. So is PureView now more malleable that it kind of applies to general camera technology, or how does that work?
PureView is about the very best pictures and videos. And when someone is trying to take the best images, they may be trying to solve the zoom problem, the low light challenges, the shaky hand opportunity, all of those things. So PureView is about solving all of those problems. In the 920, we've gone after low light conditions and the shaky hand.
But you don't have a massive megapixel here.
Not on this particular device.
How many megapixels?
8.7 megapixels on this device.
Okay.
But a tremendous amount of processing that goes on against that sensor in order to deliver just some fantastic imagery. Okay. So that's one element of it. Second key thing that we focused on is making sure that you can navigate through your world better than with any other device. Now, traditionally that has meant mapping, navigation, perhaps public transport navigation to use the public transport system. But one of the things that is a key element of our platform now is something called Nokia City Lens, where I can hold up this device and through the camera lens be looking at the world around me, and overlaid on that screen are icons that indicate where, for example, if I'm looking for a particular coffee shop or the Intrepid, which is just outside the window here, I can find it, touch it, navigate to it. So a really, really enhanced experience to help people get around the city.
And mapping is something you said recently, I think, on an earnings call, that you guys wanted to be the Wear company. You wanted to be really known for navigation and mapping and how that ties into your devices. Will you be partnering with people on this? Is this going to be something where it's like Foursquare wants to become part of this augmented reality view? Is that a place where you see yourself going to tie in other services, or do you feel like this is something that's wholly owned by Nokia?
So with the Lumia products, we're introducing applications that take advantage of the Wear platform. Augmented reality is an example that we've chosen to build on that platform. You will see others, we recently announced Groupon as one example, who themselves will build applications on that Wear platform. And what you should expect to see in the weeks ahead are more and more companies saying, we're taking a bet for our location-based services on the Nokia Wear platform. There's a lot more excitement coming in that space.
Right. Now, I know we don't have a ton of time, so I kind of want to, you've got a lot of announcements. You've got wireless charging with these devices.
That's correct. Just set the device and away it goes.
And you have a dock that you've done with JBL, which is some sort of fusion of Nokia and JBL technologies.
It's a fusion of technology, a fusion of design, but it allows you to set the device on the speaker and it's charging. You can NFC pair it, and you've got a beautiful sound system built into it. So just by setting the device down, you're connected, you're charging, everything's working beautifully.
And so you're not saying what carriers here in the US you're launching with.
That's correct.
But LTE, you'll have LTE devices.
That's correct.
So we can kind of guess who that might be. You're not saying an exact date on when these are launching.
In Q4.
You're not saying prices.
That's correct.
So you're not really saying any detail that a consumer might need to be able to purchase one of these. That's okay, I understand. You've got to get your ducks in a row. Here's what I want to know. You released the Lumia 900. Just seems like a few months ago. What was the actual launch date in the US for the Lumia 900?
It was the Easter weekend.
Okay, Easter is in?
April.
April, that's right. Okay, so we're in September now. Not that long of a stretch, and you've got a new flagship phone. What do you say to people who went and bought the 900, who just bought this phone? They're not getting fully upgraded to Windows Phone 8. You've got a new phone on the market which looks sort of similar, but it's clearly way more powerful. What's the message to those people? I mean, how do they continue to stay in love or be in like with Nokia and with Windows Phone when they just spent this money on a phone and they just got into a contract and you've got a new phone on the market? What is the message there?
The message there is very clear, and that is we're continuing to invest in the Lumia 900 as well as the other original Lumia products. So certain of these capabilities, for example, that new start screen and the arrangement of tiles, which is entirely new and improved, we'll be bringing that back to the existing Lumia devices. Similarly, the City Lens technology will be available on those devices, and there's many more examples like that. Some of what we're showing with these devices, things like wireless charging, things like the floating lens technology for that stable image, those things, the hardware is not in the older devices, so there's only so much we can do. But where we have been able to make those improvements and things that really matter to consumers, we're continuing on that with the existing products.
But I mean, if you're a consumer, wouldn't you feel a little slighted that you guys just released this flagship device and now you've got a brand new one a few months later?
What I would feel is that Nokia for many years has demonstrated its willingness to continue to support and invest in existing phones, even while new technology makes new experiences possible. In the technology world, there's always that step forward. That's what makes it so exciting for us and for consumers as well. And so we'll do everything we can to help existing consumers while also bringing the next generation of experiences to them.
Okay, I know we have to wrap up. Stephen, thank you so much for joining us. That's a look at the new Nokia products and a chat with Stephen. Thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you.